A billionaire and a broke person both need $100,000 by tomorrow morning. The broke person sells something, picks up an extra shift, or puts it on a credit card at 24%. The billionaire borrows it too, but he pays almost nothing to borrow it, and the government never touches a cent. Same need, same amount, two completely different systems. Because rich people learned something most of us were never taught. Selling what you own is how you stay where you are. Borrowing against it is how you pull ahead. So why would someone with millions of dollars borrow money instead of just selling what they already have? The answer is one of the quietest tricks in the entire economy. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Imagine you own $1 million worth of stock. You did not spend it. It just sits there, quietly going up over time. Now you need $100,000 in cash. You have two options. Option one, you sell. You take $100,000 out of your stock and turn it into money. Option two, you borrow. You walk into a bank, point at the stock and say, lend me $100,000 and hold my shares as backup. They sound almost the same. They are not even close. When you sell, two things happen and both cost you. First, the government shows up. Selling a winning asset creates a taxable gain, so a piece of that $100,000 disappears into taxes before it ever reaches you. You wanted $100, you keep maybe $80. Second, you lose the future. The shares you sold are gone. Every dollar they would have earned for the next 10 years now belongs to someone else. You did not just spend $100,000. You spent everything that $100,000 would have become. Selling is not one cost. It is a cost today and a cost tomorrow. Now look at the loan. The bank hands you $100,000 in cash. You keep every share you own. And here's the strange part. The government does nothing because a loan is not income. It is debt. You have to pay it back. And things you have to pay back are not treated as money you earned. So there is no tax because on paper you did not gain anything. You just borrowed. For most of history, this was impossible. Wealth was things you used or handed away. Grain, land, gold. To get money out of what you owned, you had to give a piece of it up. Modern finance quietly broke that rule. Now you can keep the thing and spend its value at the same time. And while you are slowly paying that loan back, your $1 million in stock is still sitting there, still growing. Very often it grows faster than the interest on the loan. So the asset you refuse to sell is quietly paying for the money you borrowed against it. You spent nothing you owned. You just rented some cash and let your wealth keep working. And the bank loves this. A wealthy borrower backed by real assets is almost no risk. If it all goes wrong, the shares are right there as collateral. So the bank offers a low interest rate, the kind of rate the rest of us never see. This is the part that stings. The less you have, the more it costs you to borrow. A payday loan, a credit card, a car note at high interest. But the more you already own, the cheaper money becomes. The system hands its best deals to the people who need them least. Borrowing is not a rich person luxury on top of everything else. It is the reward for already owning something. Now stretch this out over a whole life, and it turns into a strategy with a name. Buy, borrow, die. Buy assets that grow. Borrow against them to live, tax-free, because loans are not income. And because they are living on borrowed money instead of a paycheck, they can legally report almost no income at all. The nurse pays a higher tax rate than the person with the private jet, and both of them follow the rules. Then comes the last step. When they die, their heirs inherit those assets, and in many cases, the built-up gains are wiped clean for tax purposes. The tax bill that was waiting all those years simply vanishes. The loans get settled from the estate, the assets pass down, and the cycle starts again with the next generation. Buy, borrow, die, repeat. Now hold your life next to that. You get paid, and the tax comes out before the money ever hits your account. You sell something you own, and you are taxed on the gain. Every single time money moves towards you, the system takes its piece on the way in. The rich built a way to move money that does not count as money. You earn, they borrow. You are taxed on the way in. They are quietly, barely taxed at all. It is the same economy. You are just standing on different sides of the same rule. But here's the part nobody selling you a course will say out loud. This only works if you already own things that grow. You cannot borrow against a paycheck. You cannot borrow against nothing. The whole trick starts with owning an asset in the first place, and that is exactly the thing most people never get to the point of having. So the real divide is not rich people versus lazy people. It is owners versus earners. Earners are taxed for making money. Owners borrow against money they already made, and the tax system almost gently rewards the second group and squeezes the first. So come back to the billionaire and the broke person who both needed $100,000 by morning. They both got the money, but one paid tax, paid higher interest, and gave up something he owned to get it. The other paid a little interest, kept everything, and owes the government nothing. Same amount. Two different worlds, not because one worked harder, but because one was earning and the other was borrowing against what he already owned. The rich do not avoid money problems just because they have more of it. They avoid them because they are playing by a different set of rules. The rules that turn what you own into cash without ever making you let go. Nobody teaches you those rules until you already own enough to use them. And maybe that was always the point.